Hey there, Ladysmith and our neighboring friends. My name is Tiffany from Ladysmith Parks Recreation and Culture, and I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank you all for joining us for Yoga for Everyone today. Today will include some yoga play and imagination for our younger friends. But having said that, I mean, it's always great for everyone to tap into their inner child from time to time. We'll also go through some gentle poses with the opportunity to make them a little bit more spicier for those that are a little bit more advanced in their practice. We'll also go through a couple flows just to bring some energy and warmth into the body. And if none of that sounds like it's going to work for you, then I hope you at least stick around for our Take 5 breathing and relaxation exercise, which I believe could benefit anybody in this uncertain time that we're in right now. So hopefully you'll stick around for that. There is no equipment required for today. However, just take a little peek behind me here. I will be using a cushion for seated exercises. That just personally helps me maintain some spinal comfort in seating positions. So if you feel you need that, go ahead and grab a couple pillows to sit on just to give that pelvic bowl a little bit of a lift. Please just click on the link either above or below, depending on which platform you're using, for our health questionnaire, just to kind of check in at your current health conditions and make sure that this program is okay for you to do. And having said that, just be aware of the body. If something doesn't feel right as we're working through the poses, please don't try to push yourself through. We also, if you feel like it's not working for you, just go ahead and come back to that relaxation position, or even come back to that Take 5 breathing exercise, and then rejoin when you're ready. So on that note, let's begin, and we're going to start in the most comfortable position you can. So whether that is lying down on your side, your belly, your back, or seated, standing, whatever that looks like for you. Just any comfortable position where your body can feel at ease and you can just tap into your breath and your inner self. Okay? Enjoy, and let's begin. So I do have a little bit of music on in my background here behind me. You probably can't hear it, but it helps keep me accountable to where we are in our class today. So I will share my playlist online, but if you need to, go ahead and put on some additional relaxation music. Okay. So take a few moments here just to settle the body. Just allow the weight of the body to sink into your mat or your cushion, or whatever position you have chosen for yourself. Do a thorough scan of the body. Just kind of check in where there's any spots of aches or pains that might need a little extra care and caution today. Just allow your breath to be natural. Just try to find that rhythmic inhale and exhale. And as we move through the body, acquainted with all the nooks and crannies. And simply observing our natural breath. And as I said, today we're going to begin with our breathing and relaxation exercise. So again, at any time today, if anything's not working for you, feel free to come back to this practice. So we've all heard that expression of, let's take 5. So usually that concept means, we're just going to take a short break. We just need to break from whatever we're doing. We need to go catch our breath. We need to go have a snack, whatever it is. You're just taking about 5 minutes to yourself just to regroup. So we're going to use that same philosophy here, and we're going to use it with our breath to elicit a relaxation response to the body, which can really benefit all of us if we are feeling a little bit anxious, stressed. It can just kind of help calm our nerves and bring us back to the present moment during these turbulent times. So how it works is we are on this comfortable position. We have removed ourselves from most stimuli. Hopefully there's no distractions around you at this moment. And all it simply is a 5-count breath in and a 5-count breath out. We'll do it for about 5 cycles, but again, come back to it anytime you need, and you can cycle through this as many times as you need until you begin to feel the body responding in that calm way, or that relaxing way. So now that we're here, we've tapped into our breath and our body, and we're sitting at ease, let's begin to draw the breath in deep down into the belly and filling from the bottom up. And then when we release, we will release from the top down. So let's just find our breath. And as we inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue on your own for 3 more cycles. Feel free to close the eyes. Great start, everybody. And once you've cycled through 3 additional times, just bring that breath back to normal. And then slowly begin to bring your body to a comfortable seated position. And if you have been sitting for a little bit of time during this breathing exercise, go ahead and stretch your legs out and give them a little bit of a break from that cross-legged position, or however it may be, while the rest of our friends move into this position. All right. So sitting nice and tall with our sit bones anchored to the floor, reaching up and out through the crown of the head. Let's draw the hands to the heart and just begin by waking up our wrist joints. So with our hands, we're just going to do a little tick, tock, a motion back and forth. Good. And then let's just circle the wrists a couple times, one way and then the other way. We'll be in a tabletop position a couple times. We want to make sure that these joints are really awake. Good. And then we're going to give ourselves a nice big hug, and then we're going to press out between our shoulder blades, inviting a little stretch between the shoulder blades. And then we're going to open up, big wide stretch across the front body. Good. And then give ourselves a little hug, pressing out between the shoulder blades. You can even tuck the chin if you like. and then open across the front body. Good, let's do that one more time. Little hug, and then open. Good, and then from here, I want you to reach your fingers far and wide. Keep long through the crown of the head. And then turn the palms up towards the ceiling, bend the elbows, and bring the fingertips to the shoulders. We're going to draw some circles on our side walls with our elbows. So we're going to start small, doing forward circles. You can almost draw it like a spiral. So you're starting at the innermost circle and working your way out until we get a little bit larger here, inviting that full range of motion around the shoulder joints. Excellent. And then let's pause and do that reverse. So taking the arms backwards, small circles. Slowly getting bigger until we get that full range of motion around our shoulder joints. Warming them up for today's practice. Excellent. Good. And then let's relax the hands up the side body. Fingertips on the floor. Let's turn one palm up. We're going to take a breath in. Inhale up. And exhale, ground down through that hip bone, that sit bone, and reach up and over the body. Feeling length along the side. Good, and release, and let's do the other side. Turn the palm up, inhale. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, release. And let's create a little flow with that here. So inhale up. Exhale, over. Inhale, release. Exhale, let it out. Inhale up. Exhale, over. Inhale, release. Exhale, let it out. Inhale up. Exhale, over. Inhale, release. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Good job. Okay, last one. We're going to inhale the arms up overhead. Drop the shoulders down and back. Good. We're going to invite a little bit of a twist here. So we're going to take one hand, drop it behind, and look behind. Front hand reaches towards me, towards the camera. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, other side. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back to center. And exhale, draw the hands to the heart and drop the chin to the chest. Feel that length in the back of the neck. Good. And slowly relax. And for those of you that aren't used to sitting in cross-legged or sitting for that long at all, let's go ahead and shake out our legs. Good. If this is not comfortable for you, go ahead and bend the knees as much as you need to. We're going to take our second toes and point them up towards the ceiling. Bend your knees as much as you need to give a little freedom along the back body. Good. Nice and tall here. Excellent. Let's point the toes and flex. Point and flex. And one more time. Beautiful. And then let's rotate the ankles. A couple times one way. Good. A couple times the other way. Good. Beautiful. Excellent. And then from here, I'm just going to remove my cushion. We're going to come, I'm turning sideways just so that you can see. Make sure those fleshy bits of our cheeks are moved out of the way. And from a seated L position here, we're going to plant the hands alongside the body, fingertips point forward. We're going to inhale, grow the spine tall, and imagine pushing the earth away from you. Lift the heart, take the gaze forward. Make sure there's a slight activation through the legs there. It's like your toes are pointing straight up. Good, and remember you can bend the knees as much as you need to. Good, and then on your exhale, we're going to lead with the heart, hinge from the hips. Good, awesome. Inhale, come on, back up, plant the hands, open the heart. Good, and on your exhale, we're going to hinge forward. So we're going to kind of create a bit of a flow here. I'm just going to turn back to center for you. Good. So we're going to inhale to open, plant the hands, open the heart. And exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale, open, push the earth away from you. Good. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, lead with the heart. And inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale. And exhale one more time. Inhale, plant the hands, open the heart. And on your exhale, we're going to hold it here. Option 2, grab onto the toes, relax the hands at the side of the legs, plant your hands on top of your shins, whatever works for you. Try to keep long through the crown of the head. Keep the belly braced. Good, and inhale, come on up. All right, let's cross those legs and bring ourselves into a tabletop position. So I'm going to come sideways just so you can get a better look at the side view here. So we want to make sure that our foundation is nice and solid here. So all of our joints are lined up. So we've got our knees under our hips. Our spine is in alignment. So even our neck, we want to imagine pressing that up towards the ceiling. And we're not dropping through the belly. So we're reaching back through our sit bones. We're nice and wide across the shoulder blades. We're sort of scooping out sort of in our armpit area here. And toes can be relaxed or tucked. Tucked gives you a little extra stability. That's a matter of preference. And we're going to softly draw our belly up away from the mat. Good. So any kiddos watching today, we're going to introduce a couple animals into our play today. So feel free to make some noises or act like a crazy animal. And parents at home, feel free to do the same. I'm going to do it here at my studio by myself. All right, so from here, we are going to drop our bellies, reach out through the sit bones and the heart, keep the integrity of the arms nice and strong. And then as we exhale, we're going to imagine pushing the earth away from us to tuck the tail and tuck the chin. And inhale, drop the belly, open the heart. Exhale, round through the spine, tuck the tail, tuck the chin. So as we drop the belly, this is called cow pose. So kiddos, make your moo noises. And as we exhale, we're going to round through the spine up into cat. So go ahead and purr like a kitty. Good. Inhale, drop the belly a couple more times through, waking up that spine. Good. Last round right here. Act like animals, kiddos. Good. And then come on back to neutral here. And we'll take one foot and we're going to tuck the toes and straighten the leg behind us. So from here, let's make sure that the toes are stacked directly underneath the ankle bone, the heel bone. Want to make sure that our hip points are square to the ground. And then we're going to simply move that heel towards the back edge of our mat, getting a little stretch through the back of the calf muscle. And then bring it on back to center. Good. Keeping these hip points nice and square with the toes pointing down towards the mat. Brace the belly. We're simply going to pick that leg up and we're going to push it back behind us. Okay. We're going to take the opposite hand. We're going to reach it off the front edge of your mat. We're going to turn the hand as though you're to shake my hand. Good stuff, guys. Nice deep breath. So option to stay here, or if you're a little bit more advanced in your practice, go ahead and bend the knee, bringing the heel up towards the ceiling. Take your front hand, reach around for the front of that ankle. Good. Now from here, we're going to press the front of the ankle in towards the hand. I'll turn sideways again for you. I'm not totally used to this online teaching platform, so please bear with me as I get used to the best angles. So a little bit of balance here, so keep the belly braced. Think about opening up the chest, opening up the hip, little stretch for the front of the hip and the quad, as well as the chest. Good. Slowly release. Bring yourself back to that tabletop position. And let's just give our shoulders a little break. Take a moment into child's pose. Excellent. And then let's bring ourselves forward one more time. Find that foundation. Good. And then let's do the other side. So tuck the toes and extend behind. And then leading with the heel of the foot, draw the body back towards the back edge of your mat. Stretch for the back of the calf and then bring yourself forward. And then simply pick up the toes. So the toes are pointing straight down towards the mat. And our hip points nice and square. So we want to think about internally. I'm going to come on an angle. That might be a bit better here. So from here, we want to make sure that we are internally rotating that hip, so the toes are pointing downward. Good. And if this is enough for you, feel free to stay here, or extend the opposite arm off the mat. Turn the palm as though you're to shake my hand and draw the shoulder down. Option to stay here, or to add on, bend the knee. Reach the hand around to the front of the ankle, and then press that foot back up towards the ceiling and into the hand, opening the chest and the quad. Good. Slowly release. And take a moment into child's pose, rest the shoulders. Let's bring ourselves back up to our table, not for very long. We're going to slowly bring ourselves up to a kneeling position. Good. We're going to take one leg, we're going to take it out to the side. So whichever leg we're kneeling on, we want to make sure that the hip stays over top of the knee. Okay, we don't want it to jut out or in. And we're going to take the extended leg, we're going to turn the toes upward. We're going to try to keep our hip points nice and square. And if you feel that this one is hiking up, think about drawing that femur bone into the body and keep the knee joint soft. So there's quite a little bit of engagement through that quadricep muscle. Good. Don't want to lock the joints here. Beautiful. So with the extended leg, let's take that same arm, turn the palm up, rest it on top of the leg. The other arm, let's inhale up. And exhale, reach up and over the body. Good. Looking for a little side body stretch here, as well as the hamstring as we draw that in towards the midline of our body. Good. Let's exhale. We're going to go all the way down to the floor. You can plant that extended foot. Fingertips are pointing straight off the end of the mat. We're going to open open up as though our body is one long line here. Keep lifting the chest and rotating open. Good, and then let's turn the palm towards the crown of our head and reach it overhead. So your fingertips are pointing towards the opposite wall. Think about planting down through that long extended leg, the outside of the foot. Good, and then we're simply going to scoop out the belly, keep the legs as they are, and walk the hands back into that tabletop position. Okay, so whichever leg you have extended, you're going to take that same hand, we're going to inhale, reach up towards the ceiling for a gentle twist. And slowly release. We're going to do that one more time. So we're going to plant the forearm down. This is a little spicier, so if you have a little bit more range of motion, go ahead and take the spicier option, but otherwise just repeat exactly what we've just done. So take a breath in to lengthen the spine, and then inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. And then slowly return back to center. Good. And then we're just going to come back to that tabletop position. Do the other side in just a moment here. But from here, we're going to tuck our toes. And we're going to hover the knees about an inch off the earth. A little bit of core activation, a little bit of power and strength here. Keep long through the spine. Breathe. Good, and then from here, let's send the sit bones high to the sky for our first downward facing dog. Feel free to generously bend the knees as much as you need to. Trying to find that length through the spine. Don't worry about the heels connecting to the earth. That will come with practice. So go ahead and be playful with your dog here. Dogs are playful. Who doesn't love dogs? Kiddos, this is a good time for you to pretend you're wagging your tail. Feel free to make some noises, some barking. I think I hear my dog outside the door, actually. And then when you're ready, just find stillness here. Relax your head and keep breathing. Good, and then slowly begin to lower the knees to the earth. And then come on back up to that kneeling position. Then take the other leg out to the side. We're going to turn those toes up towards the ceiling. Keeping everything in a nice straight line here. Drawing that finger bone in towards the body. Good. And then turn the palm up. Inhale up and exhale over. Noticing any differences on your left versus right side. Keep a softness through the kneecap. Use those muscles above and below to support your joints. Good, and then let's totally release all the way down to the other side. Firmly plant that foot down. And reach straight up so our hands are in one straight line. And then let's turn the palm to face the opposite wall and reach that arm overhead, bicep by ear. Keep trying to open that front body towards the ceiling. And then let's scoop out through the belly and bring ourselves back to this sort of semi-tabletop position. So we're going to lengthen the spine for our first twist here. So same arm as the extended leg will go up to the ceiling. So take a breath in. And on your exhale, sweep up up towards the ceiling. And slowly return back to your mat. And if you are looking for that spicier version, we're going to come on down to the forearm. Otherwise, you can stay with the hand. And inhale to lengthen the spine. And exhale, sweep up. Beautiful. Slowly return back to center. Great. And then bring that leg back in for our tabletop position. And then very slowly here, one more time, we're going to plant the hands, tucking the toes underneath, bracing the belly, hover the knees from the earth. I'm going to give you an add-on for those of you that are looking for spicier versions, and for any kids at home that are feeling playful and rambunctious and you want to try something new. We're going to take one foot, we're going to hover it, and we're going to extend. Hold. Now if you're keeping 2 feet on the ground, go ahead and stay there, but wherever you are, whichever option you're choosing, take downward facing dog or three-legged dog. Good, and then slowly come back to your table. We're going to try the same thing on the other side. So we're going to hover the knees, make sure the belly is braced. Stay here if this is enough, or maybe even tabletop, or that breathing exercise to take 5. Go ahead and do whatever serves you best. If you choose to add on, take that other leg behind. Feeling the heat, friends. And then wherever you are, take downward facing dog, whether it be 3-legged or 4-legged. And then we're going to take your one leg, doesn't matter, whichever one you like, bring it in between the hands. Lower that free knee, the other back knee down to the earth. My dog just flopped outside the door. Sorry guys, if you heard that. And we're going to take a big breath in as we sweep the arms up nice and high. Good. Hold your low lunge. Let's square our hips to the front of our mat. Make sure the knee is directly over top of your ankle. The second toe is pointing forward. Exhale, float the hands down to the ground. Good. We're going to plant the opposite foot and hand in front. You can either stay on the back knee or tuck the toes and lift the knee off the earth. Nice and long through the spine. Another little twist here as we extend, open up towards the ceiling. Slowly release. Take that front leg, step it back into downward facing dog. We're going to take the other leg, stand up towards the ceiling, and step the foot in between the hands. Lower the back knee to the earth. Reach the tailbone down and the pubis bone up. Inhale into your lunge. Again, squaring the hip. So this hip wants to float backwards. So we want to bring it forward as we draw this one back. Keep the knee over the ankle. Good. Exhale as we float the hands to the earth. Opposite hand, opposite foot. Either from the knee or the toes. Long through the spine. Inhale as we sweep the hand up towards the ceiling. Good. Slowly lower the hand to the earth. I'm just going to turn sideways here. And from our lunge, let's step back into downward facing dog. And then let's float forward into plank. Good. So let's break this down a little bit here. Okay. So if you joined us on Tuesday, we invited everybody to join us for a little bit of a plank challenge, a plank a day to flatten the curve. So your options, if you're starting from tabletop, you can take the knees back, so they're on a bit of a 45-degree angle. Okay. Option to stay here from the arms, if you've got that shoulder strength to hold you up, or feel free to lower down to the forearms. Whichever position you choose, you want to make sure joints are all in a straight line. Shoulders, hips, knees, and shoulder to elbow, or shoulder to wrist. Imagine pulling the belly button up away from the mat, and you want to reach the tailbone down, the pubis bone up just enough to find that nice level pelvic bowl. We want to spread wide across the shoulder blades. And then you have the option to make it a little spicier by coming up into that high plank. A little bit of core movement before we start to wind down. And the last one, let's send those hips high up to the sky for one more downward facing dog. And then come on forward into that high plank. Keep the elbows close. Option to come onto the knees or from the feet. Slowly lower the body, hover, and then release. Good. Just before we begin to settle for our final Shavasana, one last little yoga play for all of us. For anybody that has done standing tree pose, this is kind of similar, but it's called fallen tree. So it takes a little bit of core strength so we don't tip forward and back. But we want to make sure that our toes are extended long out, especially the bottom one. Good. Our bottom arm is overhead and our bicep is a nice cushion for our ear. Our belly is braced. Our heart is open. We're going to extend the opposite arm. I'm sorry you're losing my arms in the camera there. Let's just try again. Okay, so your arms are extending biceps by ear, overhead. The belly brace, we're going to take our top leg, we're going to turn the knee up towards the ceiling. Now you can stay here with the sole of the foot by the ankle, draw it up towards the calf, or draw it all the way up to the inner thigh. The only place you can't place it is on top of the inside of the kneecap. My treetop is rolling back and forth a little bit here. So just be playful with this. You might find it a little bit hard to kind of keep that balance. Keeping those hips stacked, one on top of the other as much as we can. Drawing this femur bone in towards the body. My fallen tree here. It's trying to figure out which way to roll. Laughing at yourself is totally encouraged. Awesome. And then we're going to slowly extend the leg out nice and long. Both feet, both arms are hovering off the ground. And then we're going to simply roll ourselves onto our belly. Long through the head. Inhale up. Reach the arms and the legs out. Exhale, let it go. One more time. Inhale up. Nice and long through the spine, and let it go. Good. And then let's roll over to the other side. Your backs will be to me, but I'm going to actually just turn myself around so I'm not being rude to the camera. Okay, let's Let's make sure that our hips are stacked one on top of the other. We're in a nice straight line from the top of our head to our feet. Find our top arm, our bottom arm is reaching out. We got our ear resting on our bicep, nice cushy muscle. The top arm is reaching up and out. Strong shoulders, strong core. Good, and then we're going to slowly turn our top knee up towards the ceiling. Either rest it on the inside of our ankle as though we were to do tripod, or draw it up a little higher to the inside of the calf. Sorry, I'm struggling here, guys. Or you can bring it up to the inside of your thigh. Clearly a little weaker on this side. Good, so let's think about really pointing that knee up towards the ceiling and drawing it in towards the body. Drop your energy up through the pelvic floor, brace your belly, and just try to figure out which way your tree wants to roll here. Try to find your balance and your strength. If you fall out of it, just come right back in. You don't have to make our practice so serious. Be playful here. Good. And then slowly extend your leg out. Keep the legs and the arms hovering off the ground for a split second. Bracing the belly, and then slowly roll to the belly. Long through the crown of the head. Take a breath in, and exhale, lift. One more time. And release. And then slowly begin to roll onto your backside. Feel free to draw the knees into the chest. If there's anything extra you need to finish to complete your practice here today, feel free to do so. And then when you're ready, simply extend the legs, relax the arms, and find some peace in your final Shavasana. If it serves you to come back to your take 5 breath, something to focus on here as you calm the mind and the body. Take a moment here to give your body gratitude for all that it allows you to do. And if all you were able to do today was join us for our Take 5 breathing exercise, I hope you will find that that serves you going forward with any stress or uncertainty that may cross your path. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you need. I'd like to take this moment to wish you all a wonderful day. May you enjoy the sun. May you find laughter and peace. Namaste.